welcome to the Cape Fear Kitchen. We've got Dean Neff with Seabird here. Nice to see you, as always.
Well. Thank you.
I kind of joke at home. I'm lucky enough to see him from time to time, and I've always said, you know what, my palate is a little more educated because I see you, because I do eat some things that normally I would go, no! But you've got people chomping at the bit to be able to come to this first ever oyster and seafood celebration, huh?
That's right, that's
right.
right.
So you decided, why should we do this?
I decided this because I feel like there are a lot of there's a lot of stories about the seafood that we get in the restaurant. Mm-hmm. The people that come into the restaurant are really interested in hearing about those people who are bringing us ingredients, and I feel like it makes their experience at the restaurant much more kind of interesting and memorable. And I also feel like seafood is such a broad category. Mm-hmm. It'd be nice to have an event that broke everything into individual pieces so that we could more easily understand it.
So you're helping to educate folks.
We're trying to do exactly.
What's on the plate?
So oysters. We got wild oyster season. Mm-hmm. This is kind of the first year that we're doing this. This is a small version of a festival, but we kind of felt like it was about setting an intention for next year to grow this and to have a more robust sort of offering of talking about shrimp and crab and finfish and clams, and of course oysters are a very important part. But we felt like this year, starting off with oysters and doing it and setting the intention for next year was important.
There are a lot of oyster festivals around town this time of year, up and down the coast. A lot of people may not realize too about where that oyster is coming from.
That's right.
Good thing to ask people.
It is, and oyster farming is a big industry in this area. That is something that allows people to enjoy oysters year-round, as we know. Wild oyster season also just started, and so that is kind of this other this other world of harvesting, and I feel like if we can start these conversations and learn how people are doing this, learn their ethos when it comes to harvesting wild oysters, we can figure out how to be as sustainable as possible and protect the resources that we have.
Correct.
They do.
What do we have here?
So what we're going to do today, we've got oyster hollandaise. We serve this at the restaurant.
Okay.
I know I don't want to subject you to raw oysters every time that I come. You're welcome. We do have those, but as you can see, we've got Seabirdy oysters. These are so beautifully kind of manicured. There's nothing growing on them. Kim and Matt Schwab put a lot of love into doing that. But basically, to farming their oysters and making sure that they're clean, and you can really tell that they're tending to the oysters. So what we're going to do is we've got some stone crab that we have, which is local stone crab coming from our friends Scott and Patty Rader. We've got some very hot oil that we're going to turn down as low as it'll go on this burner. And then we've got some oysters that we've shucked. You can see that we've put a little bit of this crab meat into the shell of the oyster.
Right.
And we've brought some fun toys and tools as well. We're going to put this into a dredge that has a little bit of a shrimp seasoning, and then some flour. I'm going to pop these in here. And then we're working with oil that's around 350.
All right.
And it's important to kind of cook them quickly. If you cook them too slowly, you're gonna overcook them.
Would it surprise people at home how quick they cook?
I think so, yeah. We're talking like, 30 seconds, a minute tops.
Okay.
Yep, but the idea is you don't want to overcook them because you still want them to be nice and juicy on the inside.
You think shrimp at 3 minutes is fast, and this is not even close, right?
This is, even faster than you would want to cook shrimp, for sure. So we've got that going. And then what we've got, this is kind of a fun thing. This is an ISI. Hopefully this doesn't blow up on us, but we're gonna take this and we are gonna put a little bit of hollandaise that we've made onto these oyster shells with crab meat. Sometimes this blows up.
Between you and I, we made it a running joke, but obviously your reputation is such that within 48 hours, this thing completely sold out. So people are not only coming for the experience of good food, but again, like you said, you want them to become a little more educated when they walk out that door.
That is the key. That is truly the key. I feel like there's so much that goes into the seafood industry that it really, I learn things every time I talk to people that are bringing us, seafood, from oysters to, to finfish. And so it's an endless conversation. And I feel like for consumers to understand it better, it's just important to immerse yourself in it. And this is something that we can do each year. And hopefully people can walk away with a better understanding. This might be a little warm. I got a fork for you here too.
For me to say that's good.
That's amazing. I'm so glad.
Right?
Got a little heat.
Excellent. It does.
Yep.
It kind of stays with you for just a little bit.
Yep.
And again, we've got the details about on your restaurant, your website, all of those things. And again, the market opening up very soon.
Yep.
To be able to really kind of help people in that neighborhood, which is just a great thing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Home run, first year.
Thanks so much.
We're back right
Appreciate
after
it.
this.